Welcome to today's live, the last live from my kitchen, where I want to address how we as online coaches and entrepreneurs can move through fear in the up leveling. Because we are, like, if you self-identify as a woman, as a man who is seeking growth and evolution, then we know that it is inevitable to grow, but we all are also humans, and there are some not self themes still at any level in our life, in our business, that pop up. And the more advanced we are and the more success we already have experienced in life, the sneakiness of the not self that creeps in, especially I want to talk about today, about certain specific aspects of your human design where these not self sabotage, success sabotage patterns show up. And the more advanced you are and the more awareness you have, the more sneaky it is. And sometimes I feel that more intelligent women, projectors mostly, are actually more prone to stay stuck in those not self patterns, and it's way harder for them to move through the fear. So hello and welcome to the last live stream while I'm packing. I'm very excited that a couple of you are here live, and if you're watching the replay, say hello in the comments. Let me know who is here, who is watching the replay. What is your human design? What is your profile? Because we'll talk a little bit about profile lines. I am a 6'2" splenic projector, and I move very fast. I am a woman who evolves, transforms fast. I have created incredible success in my life and my business, and I'm teaching other projector coaches to do the same and really embody our signature, which is success, and have the freedom and the lifestyle business and lifestyle brand that we so deeply desire, which is completely the opposite than this coaching industry is teaching us projectors. I do believe that this coaching industry is actually blocking and teaching projectors to not have more success in a more easier way. But this is a live stream for another time because I don't have I have a lot of topics prepared to go live in the next days when the move is over. But today I felt in the collective field that I think that you make it way harder for yourself to get to your next level. And that is the not self that is kicking in. And I really want to, hi Melissa, good to see you. I sent you an email. So if you checked your inbox, I'm excited to chat. So I want to support you. I always am hi Sabina, hi Jessica. I'm very, very, very interested and very ambitious to get more. I'm so passionate, like my ego is about passion and fire and, confidence and wealth and money and resources. And I know, and we have big visions and feel a deep calling, and especially projectors are here really to bring the entire collective into the new era of 2027. And so I want to support you in what I share today so that you look at yourself and what you may be going through right now, and maybe you want to share in the comments, are you facing your edge to your next level right now? Do you feel as well like this? We're so close, 2 days out. I see a lot of people, especially projectors, feeling this. The next 6 months gonna be different. The next 6 months are different. And so I notice from myself, I'm so ready for this new house, for this new chapter, because I grow so fast, I evolve so fast, and it's actually way over time overdue because I have outgrown everything. In my business with the Projector Academy now, this feels big. So this was a massive up-leveling in my way how I can support more projectors to become more successful, way faster, more individualized, more supported. This is my legacy work. I feel like this is incredible. This has been coming through me for 12 months. And now with this new move, even in my environment, I attract other people, and I'm now moving into a house. And my mom said this morning, where I was sitting there like, fuck, is this really the right decision? What if I don't like it? What if I regret it? You know, even I had these emotions this morning, and I'm so good right now at snapping myself out of it and not let fear or doubt get in my way, because I want success no matter what. So I'm not available for slowing down. And whenever you give too much space to fear and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, then you're actually wasting time and money. And I'm not here for it. So this is how I move. And because I am moving so quickly, I know it's time to get into a bigger house, because this has been serving me well for 5 years. It was incredible. I have become the woman that I am today, the mentor, the business owner, the CEO. And now it's everything else gets to up level in my lifestyle as well, because I teach projectors and I role model as a 6 line to live a lifestyle business. And so I cannot try to create more success and still stay the same in my environment. I feel this bigger house is exactly what my bigger business is. It represents spaciousness, which we projectors require. It represents even more possibilities, even more growth potential. And if I were staying here, and you have to check in with yourself, if you choose to settle and choose to not follow an invitation, follow an opportunity that maybe be scary as fuck, it is really choosing to settle. And it is choosing to stay put there where you can stay there. That is okay. If you desire and make a mediocre life, if you are okay with living a good life, you know, and struggling here and struggling there, I don't. And I know all my clients as well don't. And we evolve fast and we want to grow. And I now, today, how I move really reminded me of who I'm the mentor for. And every person, every projector who comes through my fractal has the same DNA, like this genetic coding of massive growth, massive purpose. You have really massive purpose if you're one of my clients, of a big legacy, a big impact, a bigger life, big calling. And with that, also there is a lot of big resistance, of course, because the program wants you to stay stuck and small. And navigating this is so important on your own terms. This is leadership. This is being in your authority. So I was really reminding myself who I'm for, who I can support best with how I am. And these are really driven women who are aware of certain blocks and fears that come up, but don't choose to stay in it and step out. And so I really decided, you know, I move this way I always have, and I move fast quickly. And if my clients don't evolve quickly, that would also cap me in my evolution. So I gotta, hello everyone, you have to, and I'm sharing this as role modeling that, you have to, I only allow things, people, environments in my life that support my signature. Now, what does it mean? That means whenever I feel bitterness or frustration or even heaviness, these things are a sign that they are not in alignment, that they're not supporting my signature, because my signature as projector is success. Now, that means there are came certain things up in my life with this apartment where I felt stuck, where I felt bitter, where I felt heavy. And so I'm like, okay, it is time to move. And I intuitively, my spleen told me this is a no. So the spleen, if you are a splenic, let me know in the comments what your authority is. Because the splenic authority does not really say yes. It says, no, this is not healthy anymore. We do not thrive here. It is very subtle because I cannot connect with it. I cannot, it's an instinct. I just have to move and engage with life. And then I rather receive a no, this is not it. And then I move forward. And then unless I don't hear a no, it's always a yes. So for your splenic authorities, it's very important. you will never hear a yes, really. You're not responding. You're not a sacral. But it is really be aware where you feel a no. So whenever I am afraid or get into my mind, shall I do it or not, or what if, or how do I do this, then I always ask myself, okay, what is the other option? Is the other option to stay here? Is it a yes? And it was like, no, fuck no. So you can ask yourself, no matter which, so this is good point, Jessica. It's not just your authority, it's mostly your first line, and I want to talk about the lines a little bit, because this is really the maturity and the advancedness of understanding your design. So when we have awareness about what's happening and then letting that happen, that is immaturity. That is not mastering of the design, not being in your authority. You give you power, the not self, and say, here, okay, sit in the overthinking, have fun. Okay, I don't evolve. We need to have awareness, but then we got to do something with the awareness. So that's why, for me, when I ask myself, okay, what is the other option? Staying here, it's a fuck no. So there's only the option to move. Even if it's unknown. It's not scary, it's just unknown. And all that I need is trust my authority, because my authority knows in every moment to moment. But when we future forecast, what if, or when, or asking when will I be successful, when do I get the next client, when is the money coming in, when is the man showing up, when is whatever, you create these chaotic scenarios. So being present, holding the projector posture, really being clean and clear, that is the mastery. And so for me, when I move this way, this gets to be the standard. So whenever I see people in my life not taking action, despite full clear awareness, I know I really need to sit with, do I allow them into my field? Because I move this way. And I cannot always motivate or discuss or negotiate certain things in my life with people who don't understand me, like family and friends. I want to grow. I want to invest in the house, invest in travel, invest in whatever. And I'm not available for negotiating my growth. So not even with my own mind. So you have to ask yourself, like, who do you give the power away when what is it really that you want? So really get honest there and trust that. Really trust it. But I'm not available for any heavy energy I can't. If you feel not success, if you feel bitterness, whether it's in your environment, whether it's in your, with people, whether it's even with your clients, something needs to align, and ask yourself, what is it really that needs to align? And very, very often it is that we hold ourselves back, whether it's what your desires are or what your goals are or your ambitions and your moves. Don't do that, because you're not a good coach, you're not a good mentor or a good partner if you're not fully in your signature. Do you understand this? Like, you have to be fully in your best and feel your best so that you can create, that you can guide, that you can fulfill your purpose. So for me, it is now clear, also as projectors, we choose the client. So when I now observe who is popping in my world, who makes which moves, who stays stuck, who steps out, who steps back, then I don't even need to do anything but just observing, and the fractal rearranges, but I get to hold my power. So you have to, if you want the perfect, like clients, for example, they only invest in you when they feel that you trust yourself, when they see you making the moves and not being codependent on anything external. And even if you don't show it, but it's the background frequency, it's your signature. And when that is off, no client will invest. So we got to build that self-trust and being fully in your authority. And I say, it's okay to want more for your life. It's okay to hold higher standards. It's okay that you have these big goals. Like, don't dim yourself down, but also don't compromise the way how you are, and we are different projectors. Don't compromise it to please others. So if you're afraid to, for example, trigger people, or that people project something onto you when you have a big message, or when you show emotions and then people say, oh, what is that? Is that weakness or whatever? That's none of your business. Like, you stay in your truth, share your experience, and really hold that posture, because people need your work deeply, deeply, deeply in your authority in it. They got to see you as the authority. Only people buy from you when they see you, feel you, you're trusting yourself. And as I said this morning, I also have fears. I also have insecurities. I also doubt myself sometimes. But it's the moment you snap out of it. And I dropped this morning, it was really like, no, I know this is the right thing. Boom. And then I push it to the side, and then you have to take action. Because no matter which authority you have, the only thing that will really build self-trust is action. So in those moments when you know this is the right thing, I have it, then you will figure it out. Then your authority leads you to the next step. Then your authority brings the people in that support you. Then your authority will have creative ideas where suddenly the next incredible offer is channeled and clients come in. But it all is about self-trust. And so at that level where you are right now, you have so much self-awareness that it is a choice to keep sabotaging yourself if you do not work through these thoughts. So you have to figure it out, and then you make a choice, make a decision, and then move with it. And you can absolutely correct your decision, you can pivot, and you don't have to figure it out all. Yeah, while we go, we grow. That's totally fine. But there's nothing worse than staying stuck in a decision and indecisiveness. That programs your subconscious mind. I cannot trust myself. I cannot trust myself. I cannot trust myself. And what you radiate out is this insecurity. And insecurity is hold your word to yourself. Insecurity is other way around. You can only overcome insecurity when you really be true to yourself and hold your word and commit to yourself and hold your commitments to yourself. When you say, I want to grow, I want more money, but then you sit there and don't allow yourself to have it, then you program your mind to, oh, okay, I want this thing, but we do not actually get it. So the reality is I will never get it. And so we don't need to move. And this is such a stuckness. And for me, being stuck is the worst thing. It's the worst thing. And I notice that whenever I have people or an environment, this makes me feel I slow down and have heaviness of overthinking. For example, friends or my sister or even certain people who want to work with me. It is not accepted. Like I don't want this in my field. I support in making decisions, absolutely. But at a certain point, it must be self-led. You got to lead yourself through this, how do I call it? Okay, let's circle back. I was packing 6 hours today. Hi, Melissa. 6 hours I was packing, and I was listening to Ron. I was listening to a lot of things. But one thing that stood out was emotional authorities and the mutation of the solar plexus for 2027. So everything that we're going through, the neutrino field, the nodes are shifting, like everything you feel, even fear and your emotions and fatigue and physical symptoms, all this is preparing the next cycle on these evolution. So understanding this is so helpful and so important because it gives a different context, and you don't think it is something wrong with you when you feel something, or even fear. And I really know that, and Ra even said that it is so important that projectors, we don't have so much time. Projectors need to be in their authority. they need to be correct so that they can guide, meaning that you recognize the right things. Because I heard yesterday in a clarity call that I'm doing for the Projector Academy, like, okay, I have so many ideas. I see so many people I could help. I have no clue really what my niche is or what my offering is. And I really want to get clarity about my lifestyle brand and my offers and my signature offer, etc. And when I was really sitting with it, if projectors have the feeling I could help everyone, that is actually a sign that they are not really in alignment with their view and their motivation. And they cannot see clearly. So they're recognizing all the things and all the because we go through the world and we see systems everywhere and we just deconstruct everywhere. It's just our lens, how we work. But if you don't know your system, you're giving attention, which is our highest asset, to something that is not worth recognizing. And you give energy, attention, and actually money away. So it's just crucial for projectors to have this laser sharp offering, a signature offer, to have clarity about the system and the method, be known for it. Also showing up as thought leaders for something new. People not only buy from you because you offer of what you know and what you can teach, but also what you believe in, what you know is true for you. A personality, like really standing out with a uniqueness and maybe triggering. But as I said, it is if you're not willing to also provoke people, you're a people pleaser, period. And I'm not working with people pleasers, because I'm not either. I embody that. So this is the thing. When you have a message to share, trust that. Trust this. And you got to learn how to hold this. And this is what I do in the academy, because I want to empower more projectors into success, into more impact, bringing your work out, because the world needs that. 2027 is really, really coming. And what I also notice is that, and what Ra said is that when projectors do not, when you're not in your, when you're, how do I say it? Because we're so different, that your entire geometry, your entire being, how your aura works, how you see the world, how your business could support you, that is already, we're kind of from the future. So it feels hard and things have not been working for you so far because you have built everything and tried to navigate and operate based on principles from the past, but you're actually designed for the future, for what's coming. So the information that I have, and that encouraged me even more to bring even more advanced human design mechanics, source-based, into the Projector Academy, so that you understand and have a deeper knowledge about how our aura is designed and why we need a different approach. It's not just, oh, we're different, we see the world differently. No, it is really mechanically that we are already operating what the entire world will be operating post 2027. And what is today? 2023. That's 4 years. And it took me 5 years to build my business to multiple 6 figures. And so we need to be even more in our wealth and our success. And projectors need to be recognized as successful and holding in their authority. Successful is not amount of money. It is this rock solid, unshakable signature of, I know who I am. I know what I can. I don't waste my time and energy with people who don't recognize me. I don't chase clients. I really take action and lead myself through it. And Ra said today, like, 2027 is so important. It is, it is so important that you are able to be in your authority. So that means when there's fear and you have awareness, what do you do with it? What do you do with it? Do you know really to work through that and keep moving forward and not give it away? Because staying stuck is not self. You're not in your authority if you don't do anything with it. That is important. You're not a correct projector. You are in your not self. you got to have this awareness that when you're sitting there and you're overthinking certain things and have the awareness, oh, I'm overthinking it, and I'm having the fear, and you're kind of ping pong with these minds, you're in your not self. You're not in your authority, and it's also not a emotional wave, or it's not self-projecting. It is not self. Period. You're not a projector. You either are it or not. This is what Ross said. It's not me coming up with that. And I am so passionate with the knowledge and experience that I have to bridge these two sides of design and business to empower projectors to get into their authority and become fucking rich. Yeah, because we need the resources to have a team and reach more people and, model this new way of living and being and creating success, which will be all about 2027. So this is one thing. The second thing that was so important, that really landed for me and made the biggest difference for me last year, was to understand two things about my design, which was the view and my motivation. So I have possibility view and my motivation is desire. So whenever I am in probability view and in innocence, I'm not correct. I'm in transference. And so this morning, for example, as I was thinking about, is this the right apartment? What if I was so stuck in it? Is this the apartment, as probability? But I reminded myself, hey, hold on, this is actually not correct. You go through the world, you create with desire, motivation, exactly the things how you want it to be, and you know how it's gonna feel and look like. And I always have in mind, I have these voices about, you move in and you make it yours. It's really highly individualized and customized. It's not already perfect because it can't, because your desire, motivation, you have to make it your own, and you know exactly how you want it to be. And then possibility view is, there's so many possibilities to create. This is correct for me. And I also know it's one possibility as one of the apartments or houses, but I will move on because I will always grow. So noticing that really got me, like, I got tripped up in my transference. Of course it doesn't feel good. And if you are in transference, and 99% of you are, because it's the default when we get born, the world pulls us in transference. But understanding transference and what pulls you out and when you are in transference and how to get back into your correctness, that's key. Because if you're in transference as a projector, you cannot see. So you can know all the things about your authority and your profile and whatever, but if these two things are incorrect and you cannot learn about it, you need guidance and conversation and talking about it to really have tangible, practical examples. And this is how I learned it, through month and month of mentorship 2 times per week with other projector mentors on a call discussing, okay, this week I experienced that, this week I experienced that. Now in launching, desire, motivation was always, you want it too much, you want to push people, you want to lead people, you have to lean back more, you cannot care so much, but that's innocence. That's actually innocence. So there were coaches who pulled me out of my correct motivation. And I have, at the moment that clicked for me, and the moment like today when I say, I want to be wanted. I cannot want the success more for my clients than they want it. So I pull back and I sit and observe and say, I want to be your leader. I want to be I want that you want me as your leader. It's leader-follower principle of third color. So now me expressing that maybe makes people like, who are you to say that? Yeah, but it's correct for me, and I need to operate in that way to be a good projector for my clients. So, and I need the recognitions and seeing, okay, does this client wants the success for themselves as much as I see their potential? And if it's a no, I don't accept this client. So even with any space, mentorship space I have, the end decision, whether I take a client or not, it's not, can you pay me or not? It's, is it correct? Does it support my signature? Does this client really is in their power and willing to lead through it? Are they committed? That is important. So you have to understand, what is that for you? What is your motivation? What is the transference? Then with the view as well, we go through the world, and I got actually reminded because there's a saying, and maybe you know this from spirituality or so. Let me know in the comments if this is you. That you say, when you look at how you look at the world, you know, the saying is, when you change the way how you look at things, the things you look at change. And this is from Wayne Dyer. And I always believed in that. When you change the way how you look at things, the things you look at change. It's yes and it's a no. Because yes, when you change the way how you look at things, you know, how do I choose? Which meaning do I give my fear, for example? How can this empower me? Or what meaning do I give it if something doesn't work out? Like one of my clients, like, oh, my credit card was not accepted. Maybe it's a sign that I wasn't supposed to work with you. And like, fuck it, this is just technical stuff. You know, don't give that a meaning. Yeah. But I got reminded that actually this is not true, because if you're correct, you actually have just one view. You only have one view. I have possibility view. What is your view? And I cannot really change it. Yes, sometimes I get to go into probability a little bit, because at some point I need to kind of make a decision. Yeah, so there's a probability that this apartment is going to be really a good apartment, but there are also other apartments that could be a good possibility. But in the end, it's just one way, one filter, one lens, how you see it. So that means if you don't know what is yours, you will always run through the world and look at things. And if you are in your transference, especially with a view, and people in your life pull you out of it. People, this can be your clients, can be your partners, can be, you know, the upbringing, everything. So when you have this view and you're getting tripped up, for example, from my possibility view, I got tripped up before I knew about this, because I see so many possibilities for my clients. Yeah, but in the end, or even for myself, and I always got disappointed when I'm like, yeah, we could do this and we could do this and we could create this project and I could do this collaboration. And then I got really disappointed if these things didn't happen. But then I understood it's just possibilities, and my authority will guide me what is then a probability. It's not just how I see the world. And so when you are in a launch, in a business, this is key to see that in the correct way, to know what is correct, what is not correct. If you have power view, for example, you distinguish people into the ones with power and the ones not with power. But if you're in your not self, you always want to save the people who are not in their power, which is not correct, you know. So this is something we go deep into the academy. So I really decided that I will add, and I wanted to create, send out the module. So everybody who's on the email list for the 6-figure projector coach, you will get, because we're in the secret, in the behind the scenes launch, you will get an outline of the modules of the academy. And the mechanics is the 5th M of the 5M money method for projectors. And I will break down which specific human design advanced mechanics I will be teaching. And view, motivation is definitely important. And the second important thing is, and that has got kind of inspired to talk about breakthrough and fear, is the profiles. And I will be actually talking about this in a post tomorrow, because tell me which is your profile. So I'm a 6'2", and what I observed and studied is that the personality is very much more in conditioning than the body. So the entire goal of human design is that we get into our body, to passenger consciousness. And with my 6 line, or with your personality line, there are certain themes that are the detriment, the not self, or the fullest potential of its expression. And it supports the fullest potential of that line. When it's in alignment, it supports your signature. And when you're in your signature, a new fractal opens and you call in these new people, new clients, new invitations, opportunities. So if you're sitting in fear right now because everybody feels edged to the next level, and you notice about your profile line, maybe certain traits that came up. So for example, the first line, if you have a 1-3, a 1-4, a 4-1, 5-1, when you have the 1 in the first before the dash, it's your personality. So you're more aware that you are a first line personality. Your Sabina is a 1-3, yes. And what I notice is that the overthinking and the sitting in fear is way more dominant with the first lines in the personality than with the first lines in the body, like a 5-1, because then the 5 is more dominant. And there are certain traits and not self themes around the 5. So, for example, and I will break it down tomorrow in the post so you can read that. But for the first line, for example, instead of thinking you don't know enough, you don't feel safe, you have the fear. The fear is always, when we have first color, it's also fear motivation. I don't know which motivation you have, but it doesn't mean that you have a first line in your profile that you have fear motivation, but it is a similar quality. So that means the fear is actually a positive indicator for you to do something with it. So if you feel fear, you're meant to find the answers, create a solution, create a stable foundation, figure things out. And all of my clients who are first liners or have first color, they get more and more into their design. They navigate fear in a way like, oh, okay, I'm feeling anxious, there's fear, let me figure that out. I go and investigate. I do some research. I need more information. Can you tell me this? Like we create this solid foundation. And then the invitation is always to trust also that the information is enough, because you are naturally researching and gathering so much information that it gets to be enough. And at some point you gotta go on to that foundation and test things out with your third line. So what I notice is when fear comes up, these profile lines are usually stuck in the first profile line, which is the personality. When how to get out of the stuckness in the head and the mind is to tap into your unconscious line. So it's a third line, for example, if you're 1-3. So that means, and Sabina is a 1-3, and you will experience that. You have to trust that you know the foundation, the knowing is there, and then you have to test it out. So it's not so much about having everything set in stone and figured out, because your third line will always experiment and your body will bump into obstacles, experiences to test out the knowledge that you have. Is it really working? When it comes to business, it is not so much that you have the entire program outlined with all the modules and all the structures and everything, or your message for your client, the on-point message to the T, all set in stone for the rest of your business career. No, it is about having a certain foundation to work with and then align, apply when you are doing the work with clients, when you're creating posts, when you're in the field of experimentation. So when you're sitting in fear right now, ready for your next level, and you ask yourself, do I have all the information that I need to make the next level? And if it's a yes, then also trust that, or even if it's like, oh, I don't think so, I think so. You can trust that. Your design does it naturally, even too much, because then this, I don't know enough, I need to have it all figured out, then it's usually the not self. And you have to get out of the fear So breaking through to the next level is always the answer in your body, and your body intelligence, and your woman power, in your man, in your divine masculine energy. If you're a man watching this, get into your body. Read a little bit about your body line. In the for me, it is the second line. So when I am too much afraid of, am I already ready for modeling that and teaching that? Have I integrated enough? Is this really my wisdom? Is this my truth? I can't do that. I can't trust that. And I don't need the experience again, because now I actually have to say, I learned this already in the past, and I can trust it. And I also always can lean into my body's intelligence, my second line. I'm a natural. Whatever I start, I'm really good at it naturally when I trust myself. And you have to trust your body. It's doing its thing. It's like riding a bike when you get out of the mind. Okay, so these lines are crucial because they're your personality. You show up in it. And this is how we sell. It's our marketing. People will come to you because of your deep knowledge, but they will buy from you because you have the third line experience, and you have to tell the stories about your experience. You cannot sit there and think, oh, but I fucked it up all the time. Nothing was working. No, there's so many positive aspects that we will talk about when it comes to marketing from the profile lines, that most projectors that I see, most people in general that I know about human design, it's actually such a bullshit what they think about it. And I'm so here for it to debunk it and shift the perspective about the potential that your entire design has and not the limitations. Okay, so that was my riff, my very last live stream, I guess, unless it's going to be happening tomorrow, but I think I'm going to pack tomorrow evening. If you felt intrigued to anything that I was talking about, to the Projector Academy, I want to say tomorrow night, the entire bonuses, including a Miami VIP day, are expiring, because the official launch will happen in July, and the doors open to the Academy on July 14th. We start. It's an 8-week intensive with me, business accelerator for projectors. And if you want to know details, even without me launching it officially, you can send me a message and we can talk if that might be a fit for you. And all of you who already know information are sitting on it and kind of on the edge, on the fence, as a reminder, trust yourself. You know if it's correct for you or not. I trust you. Make the decision from power. And if you have any questions, just send me a message. And then I wish you a beautiful rest of your day. Many greetings. And remember, you're designed for success. Trust that.